All right. Welcome back to Reawakening the Primal Instinct podcast. This is your host, Brad Jones. And today I wanted to talk about my new bow. As you know from the last episode, I bought a new to me used Bear BR33. And so I had to go get it all set up and get arrows and all that good stuff. So I went to my local pro shop, and by the way, big shout out to, and they're not a sponsor, just our local pro shop, but big shout out to Hillside Shooting Sports, Hillside Archery, terrific local gun shop. And bow shop, pro shop, and they also have gun range, and they have an archery range. They are separate companies, but they share a building, and the archery range and the firearms range are separate memberships as well. I kind of wish they had a combined membership because I kind of like to do both. And it's expensive to join. So, anyway, but I did get in there and worked with their on-staff pro and got my bow set up to the right length, which ended up a little over 31 and a half inch draw length, which that's the reason I went with the long draw bow. In the first place. We did dial it down to 62 pounds instead of the 70-pound max. I just felt more comfortable that way. As I get shooting more, I'll probably crank it up, but that's really not necessary, especially with my draw length. I'm shooting well over 300 feet per second, even at 62-pound draw. Got the rest installed, which is just one of the cheaper of the Trophy Ridge drop away rests. It's called the Level, and got all that set up. And I got some arrows made as well. I ended up with Easton Bloodline, and they cut those for me and he had to put the tips and the nocks and all that good stuff on. So we got all set up and started sighting it in, and because I'm not used to having a long draw, I was shooting a bow that had about a 29-inch draw, which is way too short for me. But because I'm all stretched out the way I'm supposed to be now, I managed to hit my arm not once, but twice. And I'm going to try and post a picture of that and let you get a good look at what that looks like. That was on Wednesday, and it's still all bruised up. Today is Sunday, so it's still pretty nasty looking. But that's all right. It's kind of the part of the learning process, I guess. So I'm in the process of, I'm gonna make myself a homemade target instead of buying one, I think. Using a combination of spray foam and carpet scraps, and we're gonna make a target out of that so that I can do some practice at home here. We've got fall turkey, which in my area of Indiana, fall turkey is archery only, and it's either sex. And then, of course, we've got whitetail coming up here too. And so I'm hoping to get consistent enough that I feel comfortable getting out and using that. Still trying to decide on the broadheads I'm going to use. I'm leaning towards the Rage hypodermics with the 2-inch cut. Been doing some research and reading reviews and all of that. I'm for sure going to go with mechanical broadheads though, and not the fixed. I'm just a little more comfortable that way. So, a little more consistent arrow flight from your practice tips, field tips to the mechanical broadheads than with the fixed broadheads. Along with that, I got my duck decoys in order so that once early season hits, I can get out duck hunting. And I'm not going to have a dog, I'm not going to have a boat, so I'm going to have to rely on my waders and do my own retrieving, which means I'm probably not going to go when it's super cold. I'll hit early season, and I don't have any geese decoys yet, but I'm going to get some of those so that I can set up and hopefully do some field hunting with those. Gonna get a layout blind for the field as well, and I haven't decided on which layout blind I'm going with yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I do. So things are ramping up here. We are coming into my favorite time of year, which is the fall hunting seasons. Waterfowl. We've got small game. We've got deer coming in here before too long. So I'll take advantage of all of those. And the fishing's been a little slow. This heat makes it a little tough. We did get out. I got out Thursday for a while. Took my daughter's best friend and my daughter's fiance, and we went fishing for a while. And the only one who caught anything was my daughter's best friend. She caught just a little catfish, maybe a pound and a half. So we threw him back, let him grow a little more. But that was about it. The bite's really tough right now, and I haven't had a ton of time to get out and fish as much as I wanted to. So far I'm really happy with this bow. It's killer. Looks sharp, and it's real smooth. Not any excessive vibration in it when shooting. And I'm pretty comfortable now with the draw length. Again, I just got to get used to getting my arm in the correct position now. It was a lot easier when I had a short draw. So now that I'm all stretched out, it's going to take a little bit, but I'm generating a ton of speed with that draw length. The arrows that I'm shooting are the 240 spine, and then I'm running 100 grain arrowheads right now. That's probably what I'm going to stick with. I like speed. And with the 2-inch cut of the Rage broadheads, that should be plenty for a quick and ethical kill on any deer that I would hit. I don't know for sure what broadheads I'm going to go with for the turkey. As any of you who have done much bow hunting before know, they are a little different broadhead that you would use for turkey, obviously, than deer. And they're a little different than you would use for small game too. I'm probably not going to go squirrel hunting with the bow this year. I'm just not quite that accurate yet, and I'm not sure that I have time to get that accurate. So I'll probably go ahead and use a shotgun, or I may take my dad's 22, unless I get one before then, which is a possibility. But that's about all I wanted to cover today, and I wanted to keep you up to speed. Like I said, I'm hoping to get a little more regular on these now that things are settled down. We're in the new house and feel a little more at home, and studio's still not quite up and running, so I'm recording this on the mobile, which is part of the reason I'm keeping these short. I've only got 15 minutes of record time on the program that I'm using for the mobile. The next podcast, the episode that I do, I had a request to go over the basic firearms that one would need for the various types of hunting that you might get into. So I'm going to go over all of those in the next episode, since it's probably be 15 minutes again, one of the short 15-minute podcasts, but I'll spend 3 to 5 minutes and go over the different kinds of firearms you might think about for North American hunting, and what I would personally choose if I had, if I could only choose 3. So we're going to go over 3 different firearms, and that'll take care of that. Of course, there's always archery and muzzleloader on the other end of the spectrum as well, but I don't necessarily think you have to have one of those. So we'll hit those in the next episode, but I appreciate you listening and downloading. If you could go to iTunes and hit the subscribe button and then give me a rating, I'd appreciate it. And also, we do have a Patreon account, so go find me on Patreon, and if you could pledge $1, $2 an episode, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you know of anybody who might want to advertise on this podcast, especially as I get more consistent and as I get to recording in a real studio again, it'll be a lot more professional sounding. So I do have opening slots, and I am going to take them. That'll help pay for bandwidth and help with some recording equipment and all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in doing that, I would appreciate it. And we'll probably come up with some kind of discounts and all of that as sponsors and advertisers roll in. So, and those will be strictly for Patreons at this point. All right, I appreciate it very much. Thank you, and we will talk to you next week.